Hello and welcome to another session in mathematics. In this session we'll be looking at logarithms. But before that, let's look at the previous lesson. Welcome back. Today we are looking at the second class in logarithm, and we want to treat multiplication of numbers, division of numbers using logarithm table, and multiple division. So let us start. We're looking at multiplication and division of numbers using logarithm tables. Okay, let's quickly take some examples as we rush down. We have 4627 times 29.3. Okay, solution. I taught us in our last class how to search for numbers in the log table. So for this we have number and then we have log. Okay, then we start with the first number, which is 4627. I also taught us how to find the characteristics of a given number. What's the characteristics here? We'll count what? The numbers before the decimal point. There's no decimal point. So how many are these numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 minus what? 1. Okay, so we have 3. 4 minus 1 will give us 3 points. Whatsoever we'll get in the mantissa, which is the logarithm table. Then at this we search for 46 under 2 difference 7. 46 under 2 then difference 7. Okay, so let us make use of the logarithm table. I know I taught you how to do that. So searching for 46 under 2, we'll have the number 6646. Is it corresponding with what you're getting? Okay, and search for the difference. We get what? 7. If you don't understand what we are doing, you can go back to the previous video to understand how to make use of the logarithm table and the anti-logarithm table. Okay, so we now add these two things to give us the total mantissa. So we have 6646 plus 7. 6646 plus 7 will give us 6653. So we add it here, 6653. Okay, then we'll go over to the second number, which is 29.3, and we'll count the numbers before what? The decimal point. How many are there? 1, 2, and then 2 minus 1 will give us what? 1. So we have 1 point, whatever we have here. So search for 29 under 3. 29 under 3, and 29 under 3 is equal to 4669. We'll add it here since there is no difference. 4669. Okay, and then when we are dealing with multiplication in logarithm, we use the principle of addition. Multiplication, and then we have addition. So we add these letters. 3 plus 9 will give us what? 12. We write 2 and carry 1. Add it here, it becomes 6. 6 plus 6 will also give us 12. We write 2 and carry 1. Add it here, it becomes 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. We write 3 and carry 1. Add it, it becomes 7. And then 7 plus 4 will give us what? 11. We write 1 and carry 1. Put our point here. Add the 1 here, becomes 4. Plus this, we have what? 5. Is that correct? Yeah. And then we now look for the anti-log of this number. Okay, so we won't touch this 5. So everything we are doing is based on what we have here. Okay, so we are searching for 13 under 2 then difference 2. Okay, 13 under 2 under what? The anti-logarithm table. Remember, we are using the anti-logarithm table now, not the log table. We are using the anti-logarithm table. Just go over to the next page. You have the anti-logarithm table. Okay, now 13 under 2 gives what? 1355. Is that correct? Okay, then our difference 2, 13, and then go to the section of the difference. Under 2, what do we have? We have 1. Is that correct? Then when we add them together, we have 1355 plus 1 to give us 1356. Is that correct? Then we write it down. 1356. So the anti-logarithm of 5.1322 is what? 1356. But what is now the work of this integer? What's the work of the integer in the anti-log? The work of the integer is to determine where we add our decimal point. Okay, it tells us where to place our decimal point. And then I told us that in anti-logarithm, instead of subtracting, we do what? We add. So this will add 1 to 5. 5 plus 1 will give us what? 6. Is that correct? Then we'll now add our decimal point after the 6th number. But how many numbers are here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is not up to 6. So are we adding any decimal point? No. All we can do is just to add 2 zeros to make this number to be up to 6. Then where the decimal point will now be after the 6th number. Do we understand? So since it is not up to 6, our answer is then 135600. So 4627 times 29.3 is equal to what? 135600. Example number 2. Remember, we are dealing with multiplication and division of logarithm. So we have 819.8 divided by 3.905. This is not division. Under division, the principle of subtraction is used. We have our 819.8 and we have 3.905. Okay, for this, what's our characteristics? 3 minus what? 1, which is 2 points. For this, what is our characteristics? 1 minus 1, which is what? 0 points. Okay, we now search for 81 under 9. 81 under 9 in the logarithm table. Then difference what? 8. Difference 8. 81 under 9. What do you have? You have 9133. And then the difference, we have what? 4. Add them together, you have 9137. Okay, so we have 9137. And then for this, we have 39 under 0. Then difference 5. 39 under 0 gives what? 5911. And then the difference of 5 gives us what? 5. When they are added together, we have 5916. Is that correct? Then we'll subtract. 7 minus 6 will give us 1. Is that correct? Yeah. 3 minus 1 will give us 2. We have 1 minus 9, and that will not work. We carry 1 here, add it, it becomes 11. 11 minus 9 will give us what? 2. Then how many is left here? 8. Since we borrowed 1, we have 8. 8 minus 5 will give us what? 3. We add our decimal point. 2 minus 0 will give us what? 2. So we now look for the anti-log of this number here, and then we're looking for 32 under 2, then difference 1. Okay, 32 under 2 under the anti-logarithm table, go over, we have 2099, and then the difference, we have what? We have 0. So here we have 2099, and then we have our what? Our integer had to be 2 plus 1. That gives us what? 3. So we are placing our decimal point after the third digit. So we have 1, 2, 3. Place your what? Decimal point, and then we have 9. And this is what? Our answer. Okay, let's now look at the second aspect of multiplication here. Let's look at parts and roots in logarithm. Assuming we are given the question, evaluate 252.8 squared. Okay, what do? Some persons are afraid already, some are confused, and some are rejoicing because it's very simple. So all you have to do is to break down this 252.8, and then you search for the characteristics. What's the characteristics? You have 1, 2, 3. 3 minus 1, 2 point what? Whatever you get. So we look for 25 under 2, then difference what? 8. 25 under 2 gives us what? 4014. Okay, that's correct. And then 14, that's correct too. Then when they're added together, what do you have? You have what? 4028. Okay, now the power here means what? Everything you obtained here times 2. Do we understand? When we have power here, it means what? Everything you have here multiplied by the power, the value of the power. So the power here is 2, so we obtained 2.4028, so it should be 2.4028 times what? 2. And when you do that, you obtain 4.8056. You now look for the antilog of this, and then we look for 80 under 5, difference what? 6. 80 under 5. 80 under 5, what do you have? 80 under 5, difference 6. Okay, that's very much correct. We have our answer to be 63920. And then we are asked to place the decimal point after the 5th digit, and here we have 4 plus 1, which will give us the 5th digit now. So have 1 2 3 4 5 0. So since 0 is the last digit, there's nowhere to place what? The decimal point. So this becomes what? Our answer. Okay, let's take some problems involving multiple division. Assuming we are given a problem, square root of 94100 times 38.2 all over 5.68 raised to power 3 times 8.14. Oh, what do we do? First of all, we create our number. We have our log as usual. We draw a line. Then we have 94100. Okay, now remember we're looking at what? The square root of 94100. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so we now look for 94 under 1, difference 0, and there's no difference 0. Okay, now for the characteristics, how many do we have? 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 minus 1, we have 4 point. We look for 94 under 1, and 94 under 1 will give us 9736, and we have square root. Square root means what? Divide. Okay, I told us that when we have anything raised to power, it means what? The multiplication of the value you get. But when it comes to square root, it is the value you get divided by what? 2. So this is now 4.976 divided by 2, and that will give us a value 2.4868. Draw another line. Then we'll have the next one, which is 38.2. What's our characteristics? 2 minus 1, 1.38 under 2. 38 under 2 give us 5821. Confirm everything we are doing. You bring it down here, 1.5821. Then add them up, since we are dealing with multiplication here, you remember? Okay, 8 plus 1 is 9, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16. We write 6 and carry 1, add it becomes 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. We write 0 and carry 1, add your decimal point, add it becomes 3 plus this 4. So we have 4.0689. Okay, we leave it here and then come over to the denominators. For this we'll have 5.683. So what's our characteristic? 0. That is 1 minus 1. Then we look for 56 under 8. 56 under 8 is equal to 7543. Then times 3. Times 3 because of the power here. What do we have? We have 2.2629. Is that correct? And then we'll go over to the last one, which is 8.14. And then this will give us our characteristics to be 0.81 under 4. It will give us 9106. So bring it down here, 0.9106. So 9 plus 6. 9 plus 6 is what? Is 15. You write 5 and carry 1. Add it becomes 3. 6 plus 1 is 7. 9 plus 2 is 11. You write 1 and carry 1. Add it becomes 3. You add your what? Decimal point. And then at this point we have 3.1735, and here we have 4.0689. And remember, this division sign means what? Subtraction. So we subtract this from this, and then when we do that, what do we have? 9 minus 5 will give us 4. 8 minus 3 will give us 5. 6 minus 7 cannot work. We borrow 1 from 4 and add it becomes 10. Carry 1 from 10, it remains 9 now. Carry 1 from this and add it becomes what? 16. And then 16 minus 7 will give us what? 9. Okay, and then how many are we left with here? 9. 9 minus 1 is what? 8. And then we are left with what? 3. 3 minus 3 will give us what? 0. So we have our answer. Permit me to write it here, 0.8954. okay, so we now look for the anti-log of 0.8954. okay, we have 7859. You remember how we do that? 89 under 5 difference 4. You add it up, you have this. And then remember what we do here, we add 1 to this to determine where our decimal point will be. So our decimal point will now be what? Where? Let me clean the board small. Our decimal point will then be after the first digit, which is 7. We'll have 859. So it means that this is equal to this. Okay, to refresh your memory on what we've done so far, I want you to take the test on the screen. Welcome back. We will stop here for today. Thank you so much for being part of today's class. We've been able to cover multiplication and division of logarithm with the use of table, and we've been able to cover multiple division, and also we've been able to cover roots and powers of logarithm table. So do well to use the lesson note on the platform for better information on the topic we've just discussed, and feel free to drop your question or comment on the comment section. Okay, till we meet in our next class, stay safe and bye.